I stared at the call log, the timestamp glaring back at me like an accusation. Mom. One ring. No voicemail. She never called unless she wanted something. Not to check in. Not to ask how I was. Only when she needed. My pulse stayed steady. That surprised me. It shouldn't have, but I was done reacting. Done chasing approval that was never coming. I tapped her name and lifted the phone. Silence stretched between us before I spoke. My voice even, controlled. It's gone. Her breath caught sharply on the other end, an audible gasp raw with fear and disbelief. I let the moment linger, heavy and unanswered. I didn't explain. I couldn't. Words were ammunition, and I wasn't finished aiming yet. This didn't begin with that call. It began months earlier, with a letter I was never meant to see. An envelope tucked between old documents, careless, forgotten. Inside was a will. Clean, final, everything left to him. My brother, the golden child, the favorite, the one who drifted through life untouched by consequences, rewarded for charm instead of effort. My chest tightened as I read, but I didn't shatter. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I folded the paper neatly and put it back exactly where I found it. Betrayal is loud if you let it be. I chose silence. I chose patience. I thought back to the first time I understood the difference between us. Summers as kids, him taking my bike without asking, laughing as he rode away. My mother smiling indulgently, telling me not to make a fuss. I learned early to be careful, responsible, invisible. He learned entitlement, and she nurtured it. Always. That realization didn't harden me. It clarified me. I began noticing the details I'd once ignored. Late-night calls between them. Receipts tucked into drawers. Luxury items that didn't align with her income. Sudden upgrades. Quiet favors. Money moving where it shouldn't. None of it dramatic on its own. Together, it formed a pattern too consistent to dismiss. The will only confirmed what I already knew. My loyalty meant nothing. My sacrifices were expected, not valued. So I stopped offering them. I didn't act in anger. Anger is sloppy. It leaves fingerprints. I acted with intent. The first move was subtle. I withdrew financial support, quietly, legally. Bills went unpaid. Accounts tightened. Her comfortable routines began to strain. Then I disappeared. I stopped answering calls. I canceled visits. I redirected my time, my energy, my presence. Silence became my leverage. She didn't understand at first. Confusion came before fear. Missed calls, short messages, then longer ones. Panic is gradual. It starts as a tremor, then becomes a shake you can't hide. I watched it unfold from a distance, documenting everything, never intervening. My brother was next. He was easier. Ego always is. I mentioned new ventures casually, investments, legal strategies, opportunities I'd stumbled into. I never gave details. I didn't need to. He leaned in, hungry, assuming he deserved whatever I had. He mistook my calm for weakness, my silence for ignorance. I let him believe I was rising on luck, not design. By the time he realized something was wrong, it was already done. The timing was precise. Accounts rerouted. Access restricted. Legal structures tightened just enough to block him, too complex for him to undo. The inheritance he counted on evaporated behind paperwork he couldn't comprehend. He panicked, made calls, tried charm, then intimidation. He never suspected me, not once. That was the best part. The day he finally confronted me was quiet, unremarkable. I was sitting at my kitchen table, morning light spilling across cold marble, sipping black coffee. My phone rang. His voice was smooth, forced, cracking beneath the surface. Who did this? I smiled, not wide, not cruel, measured. You, I said, one word, then silence. In that pause, everything shifted. He heard it, the truth he'd avoided his entire life. He scrambled, denied, accused. I didn't interrupt. I didn't defend myself. I didn't need to. I had already won. When he looked at me, really looked, I saw it happen. Recognition. Fear. The sudden collapse of entitlement built over decades. I wasn't the background character anymore. I was the consequence. I didn't gloat. I simply let the realization sit between us, heavy and unavoidable. My revenge wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It was careful. Every legal maneuver, every withdrawal, every emotional distance calculated to strip them of control while restoring mine. And the irony was exquisite. They blamed luck, bureaucracy, fate. Never me. That night, my mother called again. Her voice trembled, thin and unfamiliar. "Where's my money?" I let the question echo, unanswered for just a second longer than necessary. Then I spoke softly, almost kindly. I did what I had to. And I ended the call. The relief didn't rush in. Control doesn't feel like triumph. It feels like clarity. I walked through my apartment, fingers grazing folders, statements, letters, evidence of restraint, proof that patience could be power. I wasn't cruel. I was deliberate. Justice doesn't explode. It smolders. It burns only what it's meant to. As I leaned back, staring at the ceiling, I knew they both understood now. Not everything, but enough. And the satisfaction wasn't in their fear or confusion. It was in my assent. Silent, unseen, calculated, untouchable. For the first time in years, I wasn't reacting to their choices. I was free.